Yes, guys, Ryjack back here for another video. Today, we're talking about Spurs. The Spurs game, biggest game of the season so far. Only second game, but first one against, let's say, Big Six side, even if Spurs may have finished in the bottom half of the table last year. It'll be very exciting, a good test for both sides, in my opinion. Spurs looked good in their first game. Yes, they played Burnley. Yes, we played Wolves, but both pretty dominating wins, convincing wins. So it'll be an exciting one for sure. Before we get into it, unfortunately, there'll be no live watch along. I'll be out of town for the game. I will watch it. I just won't be here and able to do that. So I will put up my post-match discussions and all of that. And if you're interested in a group chat with Man City fans, I have a Discord linked in my channel description. Socials there as well if you want. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, anything like that. So let's talk about the game. I've got preview pulled up here. It'll be Saturday, nice and early for me, 7:30 a.m. start, which is the 12:30 kickoff. The half 12, as you guys over in England say, which I know people don't like, but it is what it is. You got to have them some point during the season. Now, Spurs, interesting one. City and Spurs currently negotiating, maybe not negotiating. I'm not sure the deal with the Savinho transfer. I know that there is some bad blood between the two sides. City don't like Spurs. Spurs don't like City. It all kind of stems from what I understand between previous deals. Kyle Walker, Daniel Levy feels we, I guess, screwed him over, giving him a world record for a fullback at the time. I don't know, but feels like he didn't get enough money for that and vowed never to do business with City again. Then the Harry Kane deal situation happens. Very messy situation. We thought we had him. They thought we're not going to respond to you guys. So not good relations between Spurs and City. Not to mention Spurs are one of the leading clubs in the anti-Man City, let's push this 115 thing down their throat and let's get this thing done with. So I don't think the City hierarchy are very keen on doing a deal with Spurs unless Spurs meet their valuation of Savinho, and it is a very high valuation. There's reports out today that Spurs are coming back in with another bid, and it might hit 80 million euros, which, I mean, for me, guys, I am selling Savinho for 80 million euros. That is a fantastic deal. Yes, maybe he makes it big and has a fantastic career. However, I know for a fact, in my opinion, I shouldn't say for a fact, but I think Rodrigo is an improvement on Savinho, and he would be coming in here for the here and now. We only have Pep for so much longer. Are we really willing to wait and be patient? I heard someone say it the other day on a stream I was on. How much does patience interfere with winning? Because winning at the end of the day is the point of what Man City's supposed to do. They're supposed to win. So if they think Savinho out, Rodrigo in, business-wise is good, and on the field-wise is good, then I will support that, and I think it is something that I agree with personally. So if we do look at injuries, Savinho mentioned here as a knock. There's some discussion out there if he's actually injured, if he's not injured. I don't buy that he's injured. I don't think that it makes sense that the player who's negotiating to leave the club has an injury and Ederson, who's negotiating to leave the club, is ill. I just think that's an unbelievable coincidence for both of them to be something wrong with them where they can't play. So I think the more likely scenario is the club said, you're not playing because we're working on these transfers. Probably. Maybe I'm wrong. Savinho was in that Inside City video where he was hugging James McAtee, but I watched it and I didn't see him in any training clips. So maybe I missed it, but I think he is he's not injured. I think he's just not participating at the time. Rodri maybe could get some minutes, but we know Pep said he wouldn't be back fully fit until after the international break, which is another couple of weeks. So maybe he comes off the bench. Maybe he doesn't even make the bench. I'm not sure on that one. Phil, I don't know the Dylan Foden. He missed the preseason game. He didn't travel for the game against Wolves. Is he still injured? Is he unavailable for personal reasons? I have no clue. I haven't heard much on Phil, but at the moment, I think it's fair to say I'll assume he's not playing just because I haven't heard anything that he is. So I don't know. Kovacic is definitely out. Bettinelli doesn't kind of really matter. Vardiol is back in training. Will he be available to start? I don't know. I think he was back in training yesterday, Wednesday. Is that enough time for an immediate return to starting minutes? I don't know. Ederson, he's training from what I understand. It says he's got an illness on here, doubtful. I don't know. I feel like Ederson is not going to start. I'm going to go Trafford. Just regardless of this illness and regardless of the transfer news, I think it just makes more sense at the moment for Trafford to start. If you look at Spurs injuries, Brian Hill is out. Kulusevski is out for a while. Udogie, it's a big one, is doubtful. James Maddison, obviously really unfortunate ACL injury. He will be out for quite a while. Takai must be a new player because I'm not sure who that is. Manar Solomon is out. Radu has a ACL, I guess, as well. And Basuma is doubtful, but he might be back and available. This also might be transfer speculation, so I'm not sure on that one. I do think it is fair that we do a lineup prediction because I think we all kind of agree the lineup against Wolves was, for the most part, really good. And I don't think we need to make huge changes, really, for the Spurs game, but maybe a couple things here and there. So in goal, like I said, I'm going to go with Trafford. I think all things considered, I just go with Trafford. It's safer than Ederson, who at the moment clearly wants to leave. He wanted to leave last year. I don't know. I don't know how you can be at your best when in your mind you're also trying actively to leave the club. So maybe Ederson starts, and I just don't know what I'm talking about, but that's what I would do. I would be starting Trafford. Left back, I think he did a very nice job in his first game. Ryan Aït-Nouri did not have to defend very much, but maybe he'll have to show that a bit more this game. Who's going to be coming down on the right hand side for Spurs? I guess Brendan Johnson probably, maybe Kudus. So, they're not world class or anything, but it should be more of a test for Aït-Nouri, which is something you like to see. Center back partnership. Do we break this up? Akanji has speculation of a transfer out to Galatasaray. There's some Nathan Ake links as well to Everton. I don't think that one happens at the moment. It feels the least likely, I guess, of all of the transfer speculation going on. And I know there's a lot, but we still have 10 more days of this. And to be honest, I really like it. I love the transfer speculation. I know that's probably in the minority. People probably don't like it anymore, but I like it. I think it's fun. So personally, I'm not starting Akanji or Ake, and even that, I wouldn't start them if there was no transfer speculation. I would be starting our strongest center back partnership at least what I think is our strongest center back partnership. John Stones, who at his best, fully fit, is one of the best center backs in the Premier League. We all just know he's just fully fit for minimal time during the season. And I think Ruben Diaz, the leader as well, needs to start. You could sub out one of them for Abdulkadir Kusanov, get him some minutes, and then the other options, like I said, would be Gvardiol, but is he fit? I'm not sure. If he's fit, maybe we give Stones a rest and go Gvardiol, Diaz, or maybe you go Stones and Gvardiol, but I think they played pretty well the first game, so we'll roll with them. Then you get to the right back. It's Nunez, it's Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis, in my opinion, was very good in the first game, and yes, he's going to probably have to do some more defending in this game, but I'm going to go with the guy on form. I thought he was really good, so I'm going with Rico Lewis. The midfield probably is going to stay the same because I thought they were great. All the stats I've seen have shown Nico and Reinders as just dominating the midfield. They have run the most kilometers and really connected well. So I think in the absence of Rodri, a Nico and Tijani Reinders, if I could spell that, is probably what we're going to see for a while. And then you get to I hesitate to say 10 because it was Bernardo Silva, and I don't really think he was a 10. He was more of like the engine in midfield where Reinders was getting more forward, but I think you'll probably see this combination again here. Striker, obviously, you will be going with Erling Haaland, the guy who scored the brace on opening day. Out on the right, I think the Rico Lewis and Oscar Bob link up was very, very good, and I think it continues. Does Phil Foden start on the right wing? Maybe, but like I said, I'm not sure he's actually available. So maybe we don't go with Foden and we go with Bob, who, by the way, super impressive first game of the season, and I think he is making his claim that he should be the starting right wing in the big games this season. Out on the left, we went with Doku previously. At the moment, I think we need to bring in Marmoush because I don't think Doku was very good in that game. No one was bad per se, but he was definitely the least effective of the starting 11 players. And when Marmoush came on, I thought he was better. So I'm going to go with Marmoush, and the rest of the lineup is essentially the same. This is a clear lineup that's capable of winning this game. And I know we struggle against Spurs, but we started out the season really well. Haaland is firing on all cylinders, at least it seems. So, my opinion, we go with this lineup. We're winning this game. We're going 3-1. Man City win. Haaland gets a goal. Bob gets a goal. Marmoush gets a goal. Spread goals out across the top three. So that's what I'm going with. Let me know what you guys think of the Spurs game, the Savinho transfer links as well. Let me know what's going on there. Do you have any predictions? Ederson, could he be leaving? Akanji, could he be leaving? Gundogan has some links away as well. So it's going to be a nice last 10 days or so of this window, and I'm very excited for it. So the content will continue to roll out. Check Twitter, Instagram, TikTok as well, and I will be back for my post-match game review of Spurs on Sunday. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one.